The kids who are able to use these vouchers, they try to target them towards low-income students, often with mixed success. But the students who attend these schools, the voucher tends to be in the one that's proposed in North Carolina in House Bill 944 is the voucher amount is $4,300. So we've seen that the quality of private schooling is really closely linked with the cost of tuition. And so for most families, that voucher amount is too small for them to be able to go to the higher quality schools. So they end up going to some of the, you might call them fly-by-night private schools, ones that are cheaper, and the ones that actually don't do as well as public schools do. So a lot of people the fact remains that some public schools are struggling and are under-resourced, and so people want a means out of them. So that's what's so appealing about this. The problem is that the choice that they get is illusory. You end up getting a choice between your public school that's under-resourced and a low-quality private school. So it doesn't really do much for the folks that it's aimed at.
It's also interesting that people may not always hear the term vouchers, but there's a lot of ways that you've already mentioned a couple of different ones that are the same, in effect, the same thing.
Right. There's a couple of reasons for that. I mean, one is vouchers don't poll well. I think there was a poll yesterday that came out in North Carolina that said over 60% of people oppose vouchers. There's also legal challenges in other states because the money it's public money for private schools. That's why I called the paper that. And that's what happens if we have private religious schools and things like that. It's public money going directly to those schools, so that can raise some constitutional problems. So these tax credits are sort of a way around those issues, but they function kind of in the same way. They're actually worse than regular vouchers, though, because they're a bit harder for people to take advantage of in general. The tax credits, low-income folks don't tend to have a large enough tax liability for this to have any value for them. And then, like I said, the amounts of the scholarships are too small to actually change their choices. So what it really does is sort of nudge middle-income people up into the ability to go to private schools, or it helps people who were always intended to go to private school get money back.